How do you put your red frequency into your words? That's probably the most common thing that I get asked. And for those who get the report from me, I always give them a bot so that I have programmed a bot on ChatGPT that helps you to understand. So you can plug in your writing and it will actually output real examples for you. It'll start telling you what it's reading it is versus what yours is defined as, and then how to rework it so that it becomes not just a way to rewrite your content, but it becomes a learning tool on there. And so I've piled in all of my research into that, but I want to share with you some examples because it's not about changing the content itself in like what your points are, what your keynotes are, what the bullet point is, what's the purpose of your content pillar for that day. It's not about that. We still keep that. All we're doing is we're choosing slightly different words and the way to tell it. Think of it as looking at things from a different angle. So I'm going to dig in. I have something here to show you. First, these are the 9 centers in human design, and these are what I'm going to be showing you as I go through the examples I have here. So we have the head, the ajna, the heart, the solar plexus, sacral, root, spleen, identity, and the throat centers. This is how I'm going to talk about them. And your red frequency is something that you have defined. It is also something, right here's the one I want. I wrote a LinkedIn post about this, so maybe I'll share the link here so that you can click on it too. But you want to, for your red frequency, you want to look for the one that is defined for you, but also makes sense for your offer, and not just your offer as a total, because often what happens, the core of your offer is not your red frequency. It could actually be the opposite. It could be what repels people, the hard core of it. That is for me. I've noticed it for many other people. And a lot of people been doing the reports for, I would say probably it's like 60 to 70% of the people that I've done them for are leading from the core of their offer. And as soon as they switch to the red frequency, which is not the core of their offer, things change in their world. The comments change that they're getting on their posts. Their DMs change. Some people have gotten hand raisers and new people into their program the very week that they employed it. So what we're looking for is what you have defined in human design, what your offer is, but not just your offer, the first touch point of your offer, and the kind of person that you're looking to work with. Because we're looking to speak, we're looking to ignite something within themselves where they like, hey, hang on a second. I think that might be me. Wait a minute. Are they talking about me? That's what we're looking for. So I want to give just a quick example of what it means to rewrite while keeping the content. So I have a phrase here. It's one that, I've seen a lot online. I feel like we're all familiar with some version of this. Build like a business that feels like you. So let's just use that as an example, and we're going to dig into all the different ones here. So first up, we have the head center. So build a business like feels like you. It turns into, potentially, spot the ideas that shape a business aligned with you, because the head center is all about receiving ideas and things that need to be answered. So yeah, what are those ideas? So I can do that, right? Next one we have is the ajna, which is all about getting things, organized and structured and analyzing, conceptualizing. And so perhaps that one is design a business that's structured around you. So it comes from a little bit more of a logical approach versus a feely woo approach where, you could think of it as this might be more of, some people might call it more masculine energy. Sometimes I just want a system of things. I wanted to see how it fits together. It helps me to think about things faster. So this might be appealing for that kind of person who's looking for that. When it comes from the throat, expression, this is all about your expression and action, moving it from within your mind and body out into the real world. Build your business through what you express. because that's what happens, right? We all know that's what happens. But so now this is going to be building it through how you express what you are expressing, not what you think other people want you to hear. So it still goes right back to that feels like you. This is building it through what you express, not about what you think others want to hear from you, which should be a more older way of creating your business. I feel like so many more people are moving into this, like build a business around your life, one that you don't feel like you're fitting into somebody else's mold, that this is all about you. It is for sure the future here. It's no surprise. It's been happening for a while. Now, if we took it and we switched it to identity, the identity center is all about having your sense of self and your direction and your purpose. So align your business with your purpose, not the other way around. So it's got a little something extra, but we could just do align your business with your purpose. And that would be for somebody who's really like, they have an idea of who they're becoming, what they're doing, and how it gets connected to other people. So that's the direction, your purpose. Heart, or the will center, is all about values and commitment. It's willpower, but I always think of it as the home of values. And I don't have this one defined, so this one is something that always eludes me and something I've been working on for a while, because my values tend to change depending on who I work with, because I soak up their values. And because I don't feel like I have my own consistent, other than like, yeah, there's some, like we all have, our ethics our ethical values that we feel connected with. Like I have no interest in, going out and robbing somebody's house. Like that's not one of my values, right? So if you were doing it from this, it might be your values become the bedrock of the business you commit to. And that's somebody who feels like, that might be speaking to somebody who doesn't have values, right? So each one of these is speaking to somebody who doesn't have it. That's the key. That's the entry point. So if we go back up to the head, spot the ideas. Oh, yeah, I need some help with that, because I see them all, but I can't tell which ones to pay attention to. Design a business that's structured around you. Yeah, I need some help. I'm kind of all over the place. I'm not very structured, and I just want it to line up neat and easy. That's what that's going to respond to somebody like that. Even this build your business through what you express. This is going to be somebody who feels like they're either silenced or that they can't express, or I didn't even know that you could do that. Like, yeah, I want to express myself. I feel like I always have to just say what someone else tells me to say. So whatever we're putting out there, we're going to attract the opposite. That's what the red frequency is all about. And so if we come down here to the solar plexus, this is emotional resonance and creativity. So create a business that makes you feel fully alive. Like, oh, that sounds appealing, right? For a long time, I was a little bit in my shadow. I'd been doing a lot of shadow work with my solar plexus. And so this is something that, even though my solar plexus is defined, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, even a year and a half ago, I would have been, yes, please, I'm looking for this. And I struggled to find it. No one said it. Somebody may have had the solution, but I didn't encounter anyway, anybody who was saying it like this. If they would have said it like this, I would have been like, where do I sign up? I don't care what it costs. Spleen, this is all about safety and well-being and thriving. Build a business that nourishes your well-being. For that person who's really afraid of, burning out or already has health issues, maybe somebody who, even if it's not health issues, but just feels like they don't have time to work out between all of their commitments. They don't have a time to thrive. They might feel like they're just surviving. And that's what might appeal to that person. But we're still saying to build a business around you, right? Then we have the sacral, life force and satisfaction. Fill your business with the work that lights you up. Like, that sounds cool too. That's still building it around you, right? Like, how cool would that be? For the root, The root center is all about your timing, your pulse, your momentum, like moving into action, essentially. And so shape your business in the rhythm with the right timing. That might be really appealing to somebody who feels like, sometimes I have a lot of energy and sometimes I don't. And everybody tells me I need to be consistent and I need to show up the same way every single day, and I just can't seem to do it. Isn't there another way? And then that's what's going to appeal to them. And so these are just some of the examples of how you can use what your red frequency is. Write the exact same point, get the same message out there, but attract somebody who doesn't have something that you do.